Hey guys, it's been a little bit since I've done a video kind of face to face, and I'm really paying attention to kind of the energy in the world and whatnot. I don't like to get super esoteric and spiritual with everyone, but kind of quiet evening today. The boyfriend's upstairs sleeping, so David's had a long few days watching, kind of, just doing work and whatnot. It was nice enough to dye my hair black for me. A little bit of a change. Had to cover up some of the grays. So today what I wanted to do is kind of do some sun salutations when you really don't want to be doing sun salutations that are extreme, right? As you guys know, I have L4, L5, or many of you guys may know, I have L4, L5 herniated and S1 torn from a couple of car accidents back in 2013. And I'm sure, having been a yoga instructor and a practitioner for a while, even back then, also had to have some bearing, right? Hypermobility. So today I'm gonna just play around with sun salutations, and kind of moving in a way that maybe is gentle and then building up from there. I'm not gonna do anything super crazy, probably no flip dogs or anything like that. I'm just kind of staying to some straight sun salutations that you can do when you don't really feel like doing a full vinyasa. So it's not gonna be super crazy. We'll go through different levels, hoping to keep this at like 25 minutes, 30 minutes tops. And again, endeavoring to work to create some shorter content because I think that's what most people want. So let me walk over to the mat. So I'm actually gonna start today standing up and facing the long side of my mat. You're free to do whatever it is you want depending on the orientation of your mat. Just let me get a sense of what time it is, okay? So I'm gonna start off with my feet hip width, toes in line with one another, and parallel feet. I'm gonna let my hands come to my side body, and I'm actually gonna do mountain pose today with my palms turned in. I'm gonna pull my belly in, I'm gonna draw my shoulders back, I'm gonna lift my chest, and I'm gonna allow my shoulder blades to feel like they're coming down and slightly in toward one another, almost like if I were lightly pinching a pencil between my shoulders. Relax my arms. I'm gonna feel like a string pulls the crown of my head up, so I'm lengthening my spine but keeping my chin parallel to the mat. I'll lift my toes up, and I want you, when you lift your toes up, to notice how your low belly and mid belly really engage here. It's a little bit of a contraction up to help support you. So I want you to keep that action, keep the arches lifted. Can you drop your toes? Good. Now we're just gonna inhale, reach the arms up, spiral the triceps inward, connect the palms and pinkies overhead. And then exhale, hands in prayer at center. It's coming into a center point. Inhale, slowly sweep your arms up, spiral the triceps inward, connect the palms and pinkies overhead, drop the shoulders, and then exhale, hands in prayer at center. And one more time. Inhale, slowly sweep your arms up, spiral your triceps inward, connect the palms and pinkies overhead, and then exhale, hands in prayer at center. Let's release the hands down onto the lap, or down onto the thighs, draw your shoulders back. Now let's inhale, lift the arms up, look up, palms connect. Then exhale, soften the knees, hinge from your hips, and swan dive forward, hands on either side of your feet. So you may have noticed that I kind of adjusted my inner heels away from one another. So I'm feeling a little tight because I did do a lot of weightlifting and strength training today. So what I'm gonna do is just take my hands to the mat. If you can't touch the ground, grab a couple of yoga blocks. If you don't have yoga blocks, a couple of boxes to elevate the ground. So we're gonna exhale, bend the right knee, soften the chest toward the thigh, but keep the left leg straight without locking the knee. Step into both feet, then inhale, straighten the right leg, and exhale, bend the left knee, pull your belly in, let your head hang. Again, inhale, straighten left, exhale, bend right, just kind of releasing the hamstrings. Inhale, straighten right, exhale, bend left. We're gonna do that one more time. Inhale, straighten left, exhale, bend right. Good, then inhale, straighten right, exhale, bend left. Now, straighten out both legs and then just bend both knees. Let your upper body drape. So have a slight bend to my knees, a little bit more than just soft knee. Let my arms go heavy. I'm gonna shake my shoulders out, nod my head no, nod it yes. Good, I'm gonna shift my weight back into my heels, lift my toes up, keep the balls of the feet down, let the arches lift, keep the knees tracking hip width and parallel. Let the arms get heavy, palms up, fingertips face back, drop the chin, inhale, stack or rebuild your spine one vertebra at a time. Keep drawing the tailbone forward, kind of letting that lower back around a little bit. Draw the shoulders back, lift your chest. Now we're gonna open the arms out to saguaro cactus arms. Turn your fingertips so they reach back, elbows in. Inhale, open the front body up. Feel a stretch from the groin up. Then exhale, hinge from the hips and swan dive forward. Hands on either side of your feet to your hands or block, to your shins or blocks. Now just pedal out the legs a little bit, pulling the belly in. Let your head hang, draw the shoulders back. Good. And then we're gonna straighten out both legs without locking the knees, drop the toes. Inhale, spine halfway up, hands to shins. Shoulders are back, seat is back, belly is in, chest is forward. I'll show you the side view in a moment. Exhale, fold. Take your hands down toward or to the mat. Soften the knees, draw the shoulders back. So feel like the shoulders go toward your booty. Relax the shoulders, draw the inner elbows in, let your head hang. Keep trying to draw your chest towards your thighs. Breathe, kind of shift the weight forward a little bit. So you're on your heels, but you're kind of top loading the balls of the feet. Good, now inhale, reverse swan dive to a standing back bend. Quads forward, tailbone forward, chest open, weight in the heels, knees soft. And then exhale, release the arms. Now the next one, I'm going to turn to the short side of my mat. You may wish to do the same thing if you're not already there. You do big toes touch, heels are 1/4 of an inch apart. If that doesn't work for you, go ahead and go back to hip width and parallel. So now we're going to inhale, reach the arms up, palms touch, and look up. Take a little bit of a spinal extension, so where you kind of lift your chest up a little bit. And then exhale, soften the knees, hinge from your hips, and swan dive forward, hands on either side of your feet. Draw the shoulders back, take your hands to your calves, draw the elbows in, let yourselves hang here for a moment. So notice I'm taking my time. Here I'm also kind of shifting my weight around left side, right side. Draw the shoulders back, kind of drawing my chest toward my thighs, sending my hips a little more forward. Remember, yoga, feel free to adjust, right? While we're here, draw the inner elbows in, interlace the fingers, draw the shoulders back. Breathe. Watching my cat Milo drink excessive amounts of water because he's kind of dealing with some kidney issues. Just hoping he doesn't do what cats do best at times, which is puke while I'm filming. Love him to death, I really do. Then we're gonna exhale, bring the hands to the small of the back. Reach your hands down. Inhale, spine halfway up. So draw the shoulders back. Notice I'm taking my seat back, drawing my shoulders back. Actually, bring your hands to your shins. Notice, so I have long arms and long fingers, and maybe you could say a short legs compared to the rest of my body. So here I'm gonna shift my hips forward, draw my shoulders back, send my chest forward, and lengthen my neck. Softening my knees, weight is gonna be kind of more into the balls of my feet, although my heels are sinking down. Now, because I have long arms, I can just reach down and not change my spine. If you can do that, I want you to try to do that. If you have to come down to touch the ground, I don't want you to do that. I want you to focus on elongating your spine with your hands to your shins. Draw the shoulders back, connect to your breath. Good. Now exhale, fold. And we're going to soften the backs of the knees and inhale, reverse swan dive back up to a standing back bend. Keep your arms apart, reaching up, looking up. Then exhale, release your hands for a moment. So it's 3 little variations of half sun salutations. Now we'll start to do some full ones. So as you're ready, I'm going to inhale, reach the arms up, palms touch. You can look up if that's good on your neck. Exhale, soften your knees, hinge from your hips, and swan dive forward. Now I like to swan dive arms open. There's a praying version you can do, which I'll show you. Inhale, spine halfway up, hands to shins or to the ground. Exhale, fold. You place your palms on the ground, and I just want you to step back to downward facing dog. So we're going to send the seat back and up. Draw the chest toward the thighs. Allow the collarbones to broaden. So you're going to spread your fingers out wide, rooting down into the thumb, pointer, and pinky fingers, pressing into the inner and outer edges of the palms of the hands. Draw the shoulders back, triceps spiral in. Look back at your feet. Make sure they're hip width and parallel, hiding your heels behind your feet. Lengthen your spine. Connect to your breath.
So as ever, if you can't sink your heels, no worries. The heels are up, but you draw your buttocks back. Or maybe you even have to bend your knees. That's fine. Now from here, we're going to inhale, rock forward to a plank. Shoulders over the wrists, extend out through the heels. Push away from gravity, lengthen the spine, connect to your breath, pull your belly button in and out. Now let's, instead of taking chaturanga, we'll try to take Ashtangasana. What I really want you to do is press away from the mat with your hands, extend out through your heels. Now we're going to exhale, draw the knees to the earth, then the chest and the chin to the earth. Shoulders are back, elbows are in, hips are up, toes are down, belly is in. Draw the shoulders back, inner elbows in, lift the buttocks up, pull the belly in, toes are tucked, you're looking straight ahead. Chin, chest, both hands, both knees are down, and the toes are down. Then we inhale, slide forward into a cobra. So draw your shoulders back, lift your chest. Now for me, I have to widen my legs a little bit wider than hip width to accommodate a tight back. Classical cobra, inner thighs are connected. My body does not like that. So my arms are pretty straight in cobra, but you can be here, right? Bend the elbows, hug the inner elbows in, draw the skull bone back, lift your chest, pull your belly in, and that's gonna actually be a little more work into the mid back. Then exhale, tuck your toes, hips are up, and heels are back, downward facing dog pose. So taking slow sun salutations. Stretch yourselves out, lengthen your spine. Now we're going to inhale, lift up onto the balls of the feet, and I'd like you to take a slow walk, ideally trying for heel, ball, toe, heel, ball, toe, heel, ball, toe. Let's do feet hip width, hands on either side of the feet or wherever you can reach. Remember, you have blocks. Inhale, spine halfway up, hands to shins, pull your belly in, draw your shoulders back. Exhale, fold. Soften the backs of the knees, draw the chest towards your thighs, let your hips go up and slightly forward. And then inhale, reverse swan dive to a standing back bend, quads forward, tailbone forward, chest open, wave the heels, knees soft. Now, instead of opening the arms out, let's bring the hands to prayer. So you're going to exhale, bring the prayer down, soften your knees, let your prayer touch down. Hands on either side of your feet. Inhale, spine halfway up, hands to shin, shoulders back, seat back, belly in, chest forward. Exhale, fold. Let's bring the hands down. Let's walk our feet back to downward facing dog again, sending the seat back and up, drawing the chest toward the thighs, allowing the collarbones to broaden and connecting to your breath. Spread your fingers out wide, lengthen your spine. Kind of thinking of these kind of almost like slower burpees in a sense, right? Let's walk the dog a little bit, bending one knee, straightening the other. Remember, if at any time you're in down dog, you get tired, you can take a child's pose, just coming down onto your knees, pointing your toes and shifting your buttocks back. And then we're going to inhale, rock forward to a plank, shoulders over the wrists, push away from gravity, lengthen the spine. This time we're going to do a variation of chaturanga. We're going to bring the knees to the earth, point the toes, keep the chest forward, shoulders back, hug your inner elbows in, think tricep push down. You're going to exhale, lower to a hover. Notice my buttocks go back a little bit. I hug my inner elbows in, I parallel my chest to the mat. Then I'm going to inhale, thread the heart between the shoulders in cobra. So I'm going to straighten my arms just for me, just because that feels good right now. And then I'm going to bend those elbows, hug the inner elbows in, draw the skull bone back, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, bring the big toes together, knees apart, and take a child's pose. Forehead toward it to the mat. Lengthen your spine and find your breath. So you can take sun salutations at any pace, make them really slow, make them really fast. Today I'm focusing on slower, medium to slow pace. We're gonna come up to all fours, then exhale, hips up, heels back, downward facing dog, sending your seat back and up, drawing your chest towards your thighs, allowing your collarbones to broaden and connecting to your breath. Now from here, you're gonna gaze forward. You're gonna inhale, lift up onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, bend the knees, tracking the knees forward. You can take a walk, a quick step, or maybe even a little hop to the top of your mat. Let's do big toes touch. Heels are 1/4 inch apart. Soften the chest, draw the shoulders back. Inhale, spine halfway up, hands to shins. Shoulders back, seat back, belly in, chest forward. Exhale, fold. Soften the backs of the knees. Inhale, reverse swan dive to a standing back bend. And then exhale, soften the knees, hinge from the hips, and swan dive forward, hands on either side of your feet. Inhale, spine halfway up, hands to shins or fingertips to the earth. Exhale, fold. I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to step the left leg back to a low lunge. Then bring the left quadricep down. If you're on the quad, point the toes. If you're on the kneecap proper, tuck the toes. Then we're going to inhale, take the hands to the right quadricep and a little bit of a crescent lunge. Draw the right hip back, left hip forward, breathe, lengthen your neck. Connect to your breath here. So your hip pelvis complex, right, goes forward, or your pelvic complex goes forward. Individually, your right hip goes back, left hip goes forward. I just want you to bring both forearms to the thigh. Draw the shoulders back. Drop the chin slightly and hold here. So we have a really slow sun salutation. Focus on stretching the left hip flexor, breathing here. Connect to your breath. Now from here, exhale, hands frame the front foot, tuck the left toes, inhale, straighten out the right leg. Maybe walk your wrists underneath your shoulders. Flex your right foot, lengthen your spine, draw the right hip back and the left hip forward. Connect to your breath. Feel the stretch in the right hamstring. Breathe. So tonight it's not about splits or the biggest poses possible, right? It's just going through some sun salutations just to get a little bit of movement, just to get a little bit of stretch. Then we're going to exhale, bend the right knee, frame the right foot, tuck your left toes, inhale, lift up off the left knee. And instead of stepping back to plank, I'm going to go on fingertips, bend the left knee slightly, forward fold, feet hip width toes in line with one another. Inhale, spine halfway up. Exhale, fold. And then soften the backs of the knees and inhale, reverse swan dive to a standing back bend. Then from here, I'm going to exhale once again, hinge from the hips and swan dive forward, hands on either side of the feet. Good, inhale, spine halfway up, hands to shins or to the ground. Exhale, fold. And this time I'm going to step my right leg back to a low lunge. Bring the right quadricep down. If you're on the quad, point the toes. If you're on the knee, tuck your toes. So I'm going to take both hands to that left quadricep. Lift the chest, right? Again, pelvis goes forward, left hip draws back individually, right hip forward, so you feel the right hip flexor get a stretch. Breathe. Feel like the inner thighs kind of hug toward one another here. Connect to your breath. Good, just another breath cycle here, finding your balance. Then we're going to exhale, frame the front foot, tuck your right toes, straighten out the left leg, maybe walk the wrists underneath the shoulders, and breathe. So I'm flexing my left foot, I'm plugging my left thigh bone into the hip socket, and I'm drawing my left hip back and my right hip forward, shoulders are back, chest is forward. Connect to your breath here. Inhale, and exhale. Good, now we're going to exhale, bend the left knee, walk the hands forward, lift up off the right knee. This time we're going to plant the palms. We're going to inhale, sweep the left leg back, push away from gravity. So you can either do Ashtangasana, knees, chest, chin, or knees to the earth, right? But here you can also take full chaturanga. Exhale, forward tippy toes, slow lower chaturanga, shoulders back, elbows in, neck is long. Then inhale, thread the heart between the shoulders in your cobra. Anchoring the quads down and the tops of the feet down. Draw the shoulders back, lift the chest, collarbones broad and chin parallel to the mat. Lengthen through your cervical spine. Then exhale, tuck your toes, hips are up, and heels are back in your downward facing dog pose. Sending your seat back and up, drawing the chest toward the thighs and allowing the collarbones to broaden. Push the mat away from you with your hands, drag the mat back with your feet. Breathe. And that's going to be yogi's choice. You can either lift up onto the balls of the feet, bend the knees, gaze forward, walk, quick step, or hop to the top of the mat. Let's do feet hip width, toes in line with one another. Soften your knees. Inhale, spine halfway up, hands to shins. So I'm going to use that here, take advantage. Maybe allow myself to get a little more stretch out of the back body. Then as I exhale, I'm going to fold and drop my upper body to the right, drawing my left hip back. I'm going to take my left hand to my right calf, ankle, or foot. I'm going to take my right hand to the small of the back, making sure my hips are level. I'm just going to twist. Draw the left shoulder back and down. Draw that right shoulder back and down. Breathe. Feel the flatness here. So imagine I could place a drink here and I'm not going to spill it. Then inhale, spine halfway up, hands to shins. Draw the right hip back. Exhale, twisting around to the left, taking the left hand to the small of the back, right hand to the outside of the left foot. Imagine a tray, right? And you're trying a drink, I should say. You're trying not to spill it. Now exhale, fold. Inhale, spine halfway up. Soften the knees a little bit. Inhale, reverse swan dive to a standing back bend. Now exhale, hinge from the hips and swan dive forward, hands on either side of your feet. Good, inhale, spine halfway up, hands to shins or to the mat. Exhale, fold. Let's step the right leg back to a low lunge. Staying here in a low lunge for a little bit. I'm gonna come up on fingertips. You can always go with flat palms. I like fingertips here. So I'm gonna shift back a little bit and inhale forward. Exhale back and forward. So my left hip is back, my right hip is forward. I'm just rocking a little bit left and right. So probably be the more involved sun salutation. Now while you go back here, I want you to inhale, straighten out that left leg since we warmed up the hamstrings. Draw the left hip back, the right hip forward, pull your belly in and draw your shoulders back. My back heel is still lifted. Actually, let's go ahead, inhale, lift up onto the ball of the back foot, exhale, lower. Again, inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Good, last time, inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Avoid locking out that left knee. Breathe. Now we're gonna exhale, bend the left knee. Hold here in a low lunge. So I've been having to work to re-strengthen my back to do vinyasa. So I taught a live stream vinyasa on Zoom on Saturday, and it took a bit for my back to recover. So I really have to work it. So what I've been doing is kind of starting here. So imagine my left rib cage to my left thigh, and I'm gonna reach my arms back, framing my hips. I'm gonna inhale, lift my spine up, draw the shoulders back, press back against an imaginary wall, drawing the left hip back, and then I inhale, hinge forward again. Then I'm gonna go ahead, inhale, lift up. And I should have said exhale, hinge forward, sorry. Let's do that again. Inhale, lift up. Feel the back muscles work. Exhale, hinge forward. I'm only gonna do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift up, drawing that left hip back, feeling the left buttock work. Exhale, forward. 1 more time. Inhale, lift, press back. Exhale, fold, bringing your hands down. I'm gonna keep my right wrist underneath my right shoulder, and I am gonna bring the palm down. I'm gonna inhale, open up to the left, rotating the right rib cage to the left, drawing the shoulders down, sinking into the left hip, drawing the left hip back, and lengthening my spine. Now to add a stretch, turn left palm away from you, top of the hand to the small of the back, or to your right outer hip and just hold here. Hug the left inner thigh toward the right rib cage. Breathe. Good, now inhale, reach your left arm up. Place the left hand to the inside of the left foot. Notice my back heel is still up and centered. Inhale, the right arm rises. It's gonna traction the tricep to the inner knee. Turn the right palm away from you, top of the hand to the small of the back, or to your left outer hip. Keep squaring the lower body as the upper body rotates. Every exhalation, trying to get a little more twist out of the upper body. Good. Inhale, right arm rises. Exhale, both hands down, frame the front foot. Inhale, left leg sweeps back to plank. Push away from gravity. Exhale, rock forward, tippy toes. I'm gonna try Ashtangasana, knees, chest, chin, ideally landing at the same time. Almost. Draw the buttocks back, hug your inner elbows in, breathe. Inhale, slide that heart forward in cobra, draw the shoulders back, open up the chest, feel the difference, left side, right side. Then exhale, tuck toes. Hips up, heels back, downward facing dog. Setting the seat back and up, and drawing the chest toward the thighs, and allowing the collarbones to broaden. Then as you're ready, we're gonna try to exhale, step the right foot forward, toes in line with the fingers. If this doesn't work for you, take your hand to your hamstring and assist the leg forward. So I'm gonna go on fingertips, right hip back, left hip forward. Remember, ball of the back foot. I'm just gonna rock back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back, keeping my right knee bent. Inhale, forward. 2 more times, back and forward. Good, last time, back and forward. Hold here, draw the right hip back. Now we're gonna inhale, straighten out that right leg, lengthen both sides of the waist. Remember, we're still on the ball of the back foot. So we're gonna inhale, lift that left heel, exhale, drop. Inhale, lift, remember void locking out the right knee, exhale, lower. One more time, inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Breathe, lengthen your spine, draw the right hip back, connect to your breath. Good. Now we're gonna go ahead, exhale, bend that right knee, stay low. Now kind of practicing strengthening the back. So I'm gonna keep my right rib cage to my right thigh, arms are gonna go back and press back. I'm gonna inhale, lift my spine up, so this is my injured side. Then I'm gonna exhale, hinge. This is a lot of work for my body. Inhale, lift, you might be able to see the struggle. Exhale, hinge. Good, again, inhale, lift. Exhale, hinge. We're gonna do 2 more times. Inhale, lift, press the arms back. Exhale, hinge. Last time, inhale, lift. Exhale, hinge. Bringing the hands down to the mat, left wrist underneath left shoulder. Inhale, the right arm rises, rotating the left rib cage to the right. Turn the right palm away from you, top of the hand to the small of the back or to the left outer hip. Keep hugging that right inner thigh towards your left rib cage, drawing the right hip back and down. Connect to your breath. Nice big twist. Good, then inhale, the right arm rises. Exhale, the right hand to the inside of the right foot, traction the tricep to the inner knee. Inhale, the left arm rises. Notice that I'm keeping my back foot squared. Turn the left palm away from me. Top of the hand, sorry, I'm wobbling there. To the small of the back or to your right outer hip. Breathe. Keep squaring the lower body as the upper body rotates. Connect to your breath. Good, now inhale, reach that left arm up. Exhale, both hands down, frame the front foot. Inhale, plank. I'm gonna try Ashtangasana again, trying to land at the same time. Exhale, tippy toes, knees, chest, chin to the earth. I think that was close. Inhale, thread the heart between the shoulders, cobra. Then exhale, downward facing dog pose. Sending the seat back and up, drawing the chest toward the thighs, allowing the collarbones to broaden and connecting to my breath. I'm just gonna walk the dog a little bit here. And then I'm gonna sink both heels as I exhale, push the mat away from me with my hands, drag the mat back with my feet. I'm gonna inhale, lift up onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, bend the knees, bring the knees down, point the toes, and sit back for a moment in hero's pose, drawing the shoulders back. Take a moment, inhale, reach your arms up, plug the shoulders in, interlace your fingers, turn the palms up. Now inhale, open up through the chest, drop the chin slightly, but take your gaze up to look at the ceiling. Breathe. Then exhale, take a little tilt of the tailbone between the thighs, take a cat back, palms forward, try to get your ears between your upper arms. Good, inhale, stack your spine. Exhale, twisting to the right, left arm to the outside of the right thigh, right arm is behind you, draw your left hip back. Perhaps take your right hand, snake it to the small of the back, or around your left hip. Breathe. Good, then as we inhale, bring the spine back up, interlace the fingers, turn the palms up. Inhale, lift your chest once again, drop the chin slightly. Then exhale, take a cat back, ears between the upper arms, looking inward. Inhale, restack. Then as you exhale, twisting to your left, right arm to the outside of the left thigh, left arm is behind you, or left arm to the small of the back, or to your right outer hip. Inhale, lift and lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist. Good, then as we inhale, we return back up to center, palms together. Exhaling, hands in prayer. Bow your chin for a moment. Good, now we're gonna go ahead and take a moment here to sit in a cross-legged seat. So practice was just a series of variations of sun salutations. Is that all that I could have done? No, not at all. It's just what came to mind at the present moment. Just a way to do these practices without necessarily always having to exhaust ourselves or to push. Let's draw the shoulders back, take a moment here, breathe, bow the chin towards your chest. Let's go ahead, bring the palms together in prayer. Let's take a moment to practice gratitude, grateful for someone and something today. Om Shanti, Om Peace to each of you. I hope that you enjoyed,
this sun salutation variation. I'm trying to find my little clicker. What I'd like you to do is try to practice it. Change up sun salutations a little bit. Play with them, have some fun with them, and see what you can do. I'll continue to do these because I think these are probably fun and they're not super exhausting. If anything, they're a little enlivening. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Enjoy. Thank you, and namaste.